Hello. We have a working microphone today. Woo! It only took like a month. Anyway, so welcome. We are live. We've got an interesting show today. I've got some fun surprises. But first, without further ado, I would like to introduce Zara. She is a psychic medium, and I'll hand it over to you. You can tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hello, I am a psychic medium, as the beautiful Jess said, and I read energy. Energy is sort of very easy to read, and you can often get lots of information, and you can get up to the Akashic records, and you can get all different stuff from just reading energy. So yeah, that's me.
Yeah. I mean, I'm someone that doesn't subscribe to labels at all. Like, yes, I'm a Reiki master. Yes, I'm a psychic medium. Yes, I talk to dead people. But, at its core is I'm just emitting my signature frequency, right?
Yeah.
And
it's
the
a
rate
beautiful
of vibration.
frequency. It's a
Oh,
blooming
okay.
beautiful frequency. That's
You
all
too,
I've
my
got to
love.
say.
Oh, thank you. I try. Those little bitches try to get you off.
Yeah, they
track.
do.
I'm constantly like whack-a-mole
Yeah.
with protection.
Yeah.
And, but that's the journey of life. And
Yep.
you got to have a good sense of humor, in my opinion. That's what keeps me going through life, is just having a really good sense of humor.
Keep smiling.
Yes, and you just keep going, because literally, my body is literally like, I can't even describe what I've been through, like, time and time again. And I don't know, my body just bounces back when I give it self-love and self-care. And it's like the power of self-healing. I mean, we're really just, even the Epstein survivors and everything. I mean, like, we just have this, like, especially divine feminines too. I mean, the power to regenerate the womb creative energy. Power to all the women out there and moms, because if you can create life, you can regenerate your DNA. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly. And that's another thing. You can, with self-love, trigger your DNA and change your DNA. That's something I've learned sort of more recently, about how we can. I mean, I knew that trauma can turn on and off DNA, but I thought that at a certain point it was kind of fixed. But it's not fixed. You can change it at each time you can, and like you say, self-love and healing, you can turn things back off if you're dedicated to it, I think.
Absolutely. And yeah, it's kind of like, you start with me anyway. I start with, like, prioritizing my routine, my self-care routine. And as a divine feminine, you get off track we are natural nurturers and givers, and we constantly get stuck in the loop of handing over that nurturing superpower to others. And it's like, we can't offer help to anybody else unless we help ourselves first, like, and emanate the true frequency of healing, kind of like a dowsing rod, just picking up the frequency and telling you where the gold is, or the oil, you know what I mean, in the water. And so also, as you climb this earth plane is multiple dimensions. So the third D is kind of like a cell, right? And then as you climb in frequency, you start to see new alien disclosure, new alien off-world beings. As you climb in frequency, your clairvoyance, your pineal gland starts to decalcify, and you have the power to project that imagery of what you want to see in your reality on top of that. So we're like the original AI, but then we can, like a microwave, from the inside out, regenerate. So it's like, you can find all sides of the healing, both physical and higher dimensionally, and work to the center of the blow pop, so to speak. So yeah, any you can do it all at once. You could do it just at your own pace, bit by bit. And with that being said, I have some really cool health compilation, like little TikTok videos that I love. And just to help if anyone got the jab and is worried about the side effects and things like that, I like to offer remedies. So I am not a physician. I am not a doctor. Consult your physician and do your research. I love to promote your own research, but yeah, we'll share some fun stuff with that. But first off, I sat down to meditate today, and my guides were like, we're going to do a little bit of a remote viewing fun exercise with the audience. So if you're watching at home later and not on the live chat, that's okay, because time is infinite. There is no time. Past, present, future is all one in the psychic realm and the psychic web of things. I have a fun object that I've put in a bag. And okay, so first off, psychic protection is always important. You want to envelop yourself with a ball of white light and then encase yourself with some type of protective measure, whether that's a blue balloon or a disco ball or whatever your choice. Or you can visualize like a Superman cape, glittery fairy wings, whatever that looks like, a crown, something that symbolizes protecting your energy and space. And so just the first download imagery that comes in when you focus on this bag, write down the color, the shape. It could be in fragments. It doesn't have to make sense. Also write down any imagery you get, because this item that I have in the bag may have been next to the item that you view. That's what I noticed when I first started remote viewing, was I would get the psychometry, the history of the object, what it was sitting next to instead of the object. So in the psychic web, you're always pulling a thread, and it all comes from someplace. So don't be worried about being wrong. It's just an exercise to decode the matrix and help you see through like X-ray vision. So later in the show, I will reveal the item, and y'all can put your guesses in the comments below in the chat. So just have fun with it. Don't worry about being wrong. Y'all are all psychic ninjas anyway. So yeah. Okay. And also, if you have any questions, QQQ, put it down below. Let's see. And what deck are you using today, Zara?
Well, I have a really lovely set. It's the Smith Rider-Waite doodah, and it's but it's I had a lovely set. It was all holographic, all pretty. And then I got excited and knocked over some water, and then they've all started to fray. And I was like, this is just typical, just ruined a really lovely set. And I've got some really precious sets as well, that they're not like they're not tarot per se, they're more sort of divination. And I've got this gorgeous set. But anyway, so I'm glad it wasn't that, because that was expensive. But so I've got these lovely placky ones, lovely placky, wipe clean, and they're still the holographic. So they're like a rose gold holograph. Well, rose gold.
Oh my gosh!
With,
yeah.
Sort of.
I think we have the same new deck.
Yeah. So I did have a set of those as well. But what I like is, because I'm not very good at memorizing, and what I find with tarot as well is that they have so many meanings, don't they? There's so much in one tarot. So I used to use just the normal tarot, and then it would be I would remember what it meant in certain circumstances, but now my memory is shocking. And so if I haven't done a reading for a while, I forget. So these have got all of the stuff. So they've got, so for example, you've got Four of Pentacles. So you've got, it's an Earth, it's Capricorn, it's so there's some keywords: stability, form, foundations, completeness. Then you've got some talking, it's just a little caption: holding on too tight can stop you from moving forward. So it's like just a little caption on the actual picture, and then you've got the positive and then the negatives. So that just helps me aid memoir, because I forget. So my old ones, even ones I used for years and years and years, and then I'll go back and I'll look and I'll go, oh, my mind goes blank and I can't remember what that one means, because it hasn't, it's like, or because like I've got a set that I will remember what they mean, but then I'll pull out a different set with a different set of pictures, and then it's not enough to jog my memory. So yeah,
Well, maybe that's intentional. You know what I mean? Because like I find, so I just got a new deck. I'm going to use it today. I got the gold one too, but here's a little hack. So my old little my old ratty tarot deck here.
yeah.
Next week I'm gonna bring my very first tarot deck. You can't even see the pictures on it anymore, and I still use them to read sometimes. They're like the best. It's like a blank slate. And they're like, I used to use them at like corporate events, and they'd be like, how are you? They were like so ratty because I really refused to like get a new deck, and because I was like so attached, and they were like, how are you even reading anything? And I was like, I'm really not. And it's like a tool.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I could look into a tree and see anything. So, but what I find is that when you're switching decks, it really helps to like intermingle them. So the energy, they tell a story. So every person that waves their hands over my deck or that I've read, their story psychometrically, like the psychic gift of psychometry, is transferred from the old deck to the new deck. So I find that really makes me feel less attached to the old one, because I keep all of my old decks. I have probably need to work on my attachment issues, but I just love this story that I can see energetically embedded in the cards. But when I get a new deck, so this is my new favorite one, the Pop Art Tarot. It's a little more messy.
Oh, they're nice. Yeah, they're nice.
And it's I got it off of Amazon. But what you can do is like, I do like that it has the regular 78 like tarot meanings of the tarot deck, but each tarot deck, in my opinion, tells a different story. So I think it's good that you forget, because you get to start over and you learn a new layer of tarot, honestly.
Yes, and I think that's it. I think sometimes I can sort of like scramble to remember what something means, but I mean, generally when I use my tarot anyway now, I will it wouldn't matter. It would be an aid memoir, and it would prompt me, and then I'd go off and I wouldn't be looking at the card at all. And that, so it's sort of it's more sort of like, then it starts as a tarot, but then it becomes an intuitive or a psychic reading.
Right. It's just the doorway. Yeah.
The doorway, exactly. But then sometimes it is quite nice to know, especially if you're thinking for yourself, you think, oh, I'm going to pull a card for myself. And then it's hard to be objective, or even you can't be psychic about it really, because you don't always have access to that kind of information for yourself. So then I'm looking at the thinking, right, what else could it be? But yeah, it's very helpful. I mean, they say you can't really read your own, but you can I think you can read your own,
a little bit biased,
but you can't really get that psychic message. But yeah, when you talk about old cards, I did have the first set of cards was my sister gave them to me, because someone gave her a set. She preferred the new pictures, said they were easier to read, so she had the old, this friend gave her. She gave me, I was about 15, she gave me her, or 14, she gave me her old set, used those. But then after a while, they started to sort of smell a bit. It was like, they smelt of dirty hands, and it was like, ugh. So I think I got rid of them. And then I had a little clear out recently, and I was just like, and then afterwards, I thought, why did I clear? I should have just kept them. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah,
There we
well, like
are.
I've heard that with your old decks to burn them instead of
Oh,
throwing them out because you don't
yeah.
want ever or handing them down as antiques. You never want to do that.
No. Yeah, that's the only thing, isn't it? I know. Yeah, I don't know what I did with them, but I know that they're not around anymore. God knows. I didn't burn them. I didn't ceremoniously burn them, which would have been fun, actually. I should have done that, shouldn't I?
Well, next time.
Next time.
It's not terribly bad or anything, but yeah.
No.
No, I feel like just because so if other people find them, like people that get tarot decks in an antique shop, like no, like just because you're gonna be,
Yeah.
it's like kind of like table tipping, where you like are connecting empathically to that deck. It's like I don't know. That's just me. Maybe that's just me, but
Well,
yeah,
like you
it's kind of
say,
like
the
a Ouija board.
psychometry of it. Yeah, the
Yeah,
psychometry of it. You could be picking anyone. You pick anyone's up, can't you? And unfortunately, they aren't always used by positive people.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
So let's see. Okay, so see Natalie. Let's see. I listened to Epstein-Barr virus frequencies on Spooky 2 Rife after listening to you, Zara. I could feel it working. Woohoo!
Cool.
Awesome.
Brilliant. I'm so pleased to hear
Awesome.
that feedback. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Hi.
Y'all share and like and subscribe, please. We need some more followers.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yes.
that's
Thanks,
it.
Steve.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Always welcome new people.
Yeah, we're slowly but surely we're growing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%.
Okay, so I'm gonna share a few before we do some because I don't see any QQQs. If y'all have any questions, let us know. But I'm gonna share some cool. Speaking of health, I'm gonna share some interesting videos I found. Okay. And it's muted. Okay. And I've forgotten to add it to the stage.
Or have I ever from big tech?
Hey, look at that.
So a sad fact our generation has to face is this. Our kids are less cognitively capable than we were at their age. Every generation has outperformed their parents, and that's exactly what we want. We want sharper kids. And the reason for this largely has been school. Each generation spends more time in school. We use school to develop our
And I spoke too soon. Can y'all hear me?
Yep. I can, yeah.
Okay. They warned us whenever I was learning the presentation on YouTube that it would mute. And with my new mic, I mastered the mic, but now it's offset everything with the presentation video. Oh my god. Literally.
You win some, you lose some.
Something. Oh, we need a Ron Swanson to come help us.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. So I just pulled this quantum code. So if you're wanting to do an activation code for today, my guides are suggesting to activate your full potential. It is 823 space 494 space 7815 space 72954. I'm reading that backwards, so hopefully I said it right. But take a screenshot and yeah. Alrighty. Anybody got questions? Hi, Sam. Anybody got questions? Put QQQ. Or any, like, what are you up to this week? Any cool Any cool pop culture or conspiracy theories you've seen? Can you hear me, Zara?
I can. Oh, sorry.
Oh.
Were you talking to me?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah,
I was talking to Oh, yeah. You thought I was talking to the
yes.
the
Yes.
chat?
Do you know what? Something just popped in about the pizza gate, and they said that there was no basement. Do you remember? You know, the pizza gate went on, didn't they? And they said just came back with, yeah, no, there is no basement. There's no basement. That was apparently coming back from the police. But I don't know if you do you watch oh God, Danny no, I can't remember his name now. Let me check.
Are you talking about the pizza place that is known in New York to have like an underground?
Is in Washington. It's called
Oh, okay.
It's I can't do you know what? I watched something on it this afternoon. Can I remember it? No. But Danny, I can't remember his name. Anyway, he's got a really good podcast. He has a lot of whistleblowers. He has a lot of government peeps on there, and he had this journalist from CNN. So he was on he journalist anchorman on CNN, and then he
Danny
started,
Mercy. Danny Mercy, is that it?
I don't know, but he started, let me just, oh look, there he is, Danny Jones. And he started, let me see, because I remember his face. He wasn't a bad looking fella. I think that's him. Let's just see who it is. But yeah, anyway, he basically he started putting out his own stuff, looked into Pizzagate and stuff like that. Anyway, of course, mainstream were like, no, shut down everything or leave us. Anyway, so he did shut it all down, and then something happened, and they were like, right, you're going to have to go. So he opened up all his old media again. And but he's actually making a documentary about Pizzagate because he had someone come to him, and he wouldn't say who it was, but he had someone come to him and say, like, I can show you evidence that this basement does exist and there's something. But what I suppose what I'm thinking is all these little tidbits of, you know, information that are edging out to just try and squash these doubters of the conspiracy theories. But yeah. I wonder whether will people ever really accept it unless it is broadcast on, you know, mainstream media. I mean, even then, sometimes when it's on mainstream media, people are choosing not to take it on board. Like, I don't know, are we all just so traumatized that we are sort of all you know, withdrawn and unable to accept anything?
Yeah, I mean, the Chrissy Teigen like tweets, a lot of them have been leaked, where she would say something about little girls and splits. I better cart myself off to jail right now, or something like that. And, you know, when you go back and you look at all the late night Jimmy Fallon and Jimmy Kimmel live, and you see the amount of adults talking about pizza, it's not normal. When do we go out and talk about all the toppings and what type of pizza? I've never in my life been interested in that. I mean, I'm kind of like, you know, a little bit, you know, of an outlier to begin with, but like in Louisiana, people love to talk about food. They love to, you know, the newest places to go and stuff. And I'm like, oh, just pick one already. Like, I can't, you know, like I love food, but obviously, like, I think people, indulge way too much in their foodie, competitions and things like that. It's just like, I don't know, it just never really intrigued me. But the fact that adults on TV are talking about pizza parties and Jennifer Aniston, and it's not normal.
No.
Like, yes, it's normal to talk about like the best restaurants and people love to indulge in desserts and things like that. But when it's the same thing, when it's pasta and chicken's another one that's like also allegedly associated with like Tom Hanks and Seth Green and that whole conspiracy. And then there's like this it's always a back room or a hidden library in the house. And it's just weird. It's just weird tweets. And they think, oh, yeah, the mainstream like population, they're just gonna like forget about it or they'll laugh it off. We'll get away with it. And I don't, I just completely, I don't find Jimmy Fallon funny anymore. It's like horrendous now when the guest comes on. And then I don't know if you've seen the new, I was going to share the Reese's commercial. I saw the new Reese's commercial and it's like, I don't know if you've ever seen the viral video with Chris Brown playing basketball and you can see his hand extend, like turn reptilian. Okay. They're like, it's like a Reese's commercial where it like basically tells you that like NBA basketball players do have the ability to like stretch out different limbs. It's like, it's just taking the piss right in front of
Yeah.
just like truth hidden in plain sight.
It is interesting, isn't it? Because it does feel like that now. It's like the more the word is getting out, the more people are talking about it. They're not pulling back. They're almost like, and it's interesting because I was speaking to someone today about they were feeling really sort of like treated badly by someone. And they were like, I don't understand. Why do they, they can see it's not working to keep going at me. And I said, look, I tell you what it is they don't know how else to act. All they know is that what they did before worked for a period of time. They can see that it's no longer working, but they just keep doing the same thing because they don't know what else to do. So they're continuing. And I wonder whether it is a bit like that. It's a bit like,
well, they're trying to reverse their karma. It's like if we tell them the truth and they still accept it, it's and that's why I do not consent. Saying literally I do not consent to the dark forces is so important. And it's everywhere you turn. It's everywhere you turn. It's everywhere. And even Tom Hanks allegedly, like he thinks it's like cute and funny where he leaves like mittens and gloves everywhere. Apparently that's where he's
exactly.
Cool.
That's right. Yes. And I think as well, I think there is an element of, I mean, when I watch those interviews now with Ellen, who encourages the pizza talk, and she really is, you can see her energy. She's gloating about it. She's not just sort of putting it out there so that, for the karma, for the sort of, this is what I need to do in order, it's a little bit risky. Her energy is absolutely sick because it's gloating about it, and she is actually enjoying putting it into the conversation with her interviews. You can see she is thoroughly enjoying it, and she's almost preying on their louche. Do you know what I mean? It's like, can I get them to feel uncomfortable? Can I get them to feel awkward? And and the fear, can I get them to raise their fear of being found out, or feeling uncomfortable? You can just see it now.
You're talking about Ellen DeGeneres?
Ellen DeGeneres.
Yes.
Degenerate. Yeah. Ellen DeGenerate. She's I mean, she moved to the Cotswolds, didn't she? It's like, fuck off.
Well, she's running away from something, and then you can see the Basquiat art in the background. That's what witchcraft looks to me in my third eye, is the Basquiat like scratches.
Right.
Like when it comes, like it's being thrown and it looks like scribble scratch, and people are trying to do word magic on you. It looks like the Basquiat artwork to me whenever I went through my situation. And yeah, like stay away from people that have those type of art installations or hanging up in their living rooms. And Ellen DeGeneres had it in all of her like Twitch videos where she was like, oh, Twitch was he suffered from, I don't believe that at all, that he suffered from, I mean, obviously probably depression because he was in Hollywood, but I don't think he unalived himself, I'll tell you that much.
No, and that's another thing, that he send out a tweet, or he sent out the message that he talking about the fact that Ellen had eaten like 12,000 pizzas in her life. Again, pizza, so obvious now, but I mean at the time everyone was like, what's he talking about, her and pizza? But it's interesting as well. I remember seeing an interview with her and Portia, and the interviewer said something or other, and then she looked to Portia, and Portia froze. You could just see her like, I don't know what to say. She's going to tell me off whatever I say.
And Portia looks a little bit like a kept woman, or like handled,
controlled,
I don't know.
Yeah, 100%
she looks a little scared, like a little wet bird, like I don't know.
She really demonstrated a controlled wife there, because she just froze, because you could just see her thinking, I don't know what to say. I haven't been prepped for this. Like, Ellen, help me out here. I haven't been prepped, because I don't want to say anything and then it be wrong and I'll get the wrath when I get home. So yeah, that was pretty sad to see. And Twitch, without a shadow of a doubt in my mind, he was unalived, and her ex-wife was unalived as well. There's that video, isn't there, where she's on the stretcher and then she gets up and tries to, and they're trying to say she's dead. They're saying, yes, and the body was wheeled out of the house, and then she's like pulling the sheet back and going, get off. I mean, like, how can that have been? I don't know. I'm incredulous these days as to what goes through things just constantly going through the net. And even then, that wasn't really, AI wasn't particularly big at that stage. So
yeah, nowadays, I mean, like, they can just take over your entire existence. I was also thinking about the other day, like they could remotely just hack your entire reality, like, and you wouldn't even be aware of it. You know what I mean? And then there's like also frequencies that they could probably emit to start like fights, or amongst family members and things like that.
Well, they are. And do you know, it's interesting, because I did just a little short video last week, I think, or the week before. This week, as in this week or the week before, talking about I can't remember what I was talking about. And I woke up the next morning, I think it was when I started talking about the royals, and I woke up the next morning and my throat chakra was being attacked, and it was and then nothing came of it, but it was just like, one of those little viruses that start off in your throat. And I was just like, oh, that's so funny. I knew what it was, because I knew, the fact that it never developed into anything shows that it wasn't a virus. But yeah, they tried to attack my throat.
I actually got that last night. I had like a coughing fit, and it felt like a tickle of like the beginning of strep throat. And then I just went and got some Manuka honey and kind of like, did some deep breathing. And this morning it was fine. But lately, what I have been experiencing with the new moon that just passed and all the energies and the ascension symptoms is I've been sleeping quite a bit. So like the exhaustion and the tiredness, I've just been giving it to my body lately. I've been sleeping like 9-10 hours a night. But also then I just go outside the next day and like try to like solar power it up and like go in the sunshine as much as I can. But I have been able to telepathically hear the projections of others. It's so annoying.
Yeah.
Like it's being on like a direct line. And like, you know, some people, when you ask what would be the superpower you would want, some people would say the ability to read people's minds. I don't like it. It affects, like, because I'm so sensitive. It's like I don't want to know what people think about me because I'm already like affected by it.
It does make you want to just retreat, doesn't it? Because you just know. I mean, so many times I've sat in social situations and I've said something and joined in, and then I can just sense they're thinking, "Shut up." I'm like, right, okay, but I'm beyond that now. I cannot be. This is why I avoid people, because I'm just like, if I hear that now, I'm like, and no one can tell me any different. And I get really animated because I can hear them going, and I go, right, you're right, it's coming to you now. I'm coming to get you.
I don't even engage because they want that mental spar. You must be feeling that too as a Scorpio. It must be a Scorpio thing because Scorpios are very tense. I'm like on the cusp. But yeah, it's just like at nighttime in particular, I know that telepathy travels at nighttime as opposed to during the daytime much quicker. That might be when everybody's minds are starting to slow down and, you know, astral traveling and things like that. But yeah, it's kind of like this radio frequency, and people are thinking about me, or like, it's just like, there's a lot of negative cross wires going on. And so I just like shoot myself up into a supernova, a pink tornado of positivity, and just like climb. I just go to a higher frequency and try to like stand on a skyscraper and kind of look at it from a higher bird's eye view and perspective. And I just don't even give it energy. I just detach immediately. And but yeah, it's kind of annoying because then I have to go turn the knob down and be like, guides, block this out, please. You know, like,
well, that's it. Anything I ask before bed, I always feel the next morning like it's been answered. So yeah, I think that's a really good technique, isn't it? Just before bed, just tell me what I need to know, get me through.
Yeah.
And it is a really, really good technique just before bed, just before you're out of body. And then you can go and find the information you need in order to just settle yourself down. It's life-saving, actually, really life-saving.
Also, if you've just joined, I have a little fun psychic remote viewing exercise. Guess what's in the mystery bag? So write down any first impressions, anything at all. Don't be worried about being wrong. And you can share in the chat, or you can just write it for your own private records if you just want to test yourself. But also make sure that you, number one, psychically protect before you try and remote view. And I will reveal the item in the show. My guides were like, you know, when I sat down to meditate for today, sorry, this show's a little bit all over the place. Tech we thought was going to be working, and we got the mics done, but just close, but no cigar. So, but yeah, this is a little fun remote viewing exercise to really trust your psychic abilities and the ability to see through things and decoding the matrix. Because, you know, we are in full disclosure, the third wave of full disclosure. And as I said before, Zara, did you see Disclosure Day?
I haven't, no, I haven't seen it. Do you know what? I was in two minds. So first of all, I thought I'm not going to see that because I can't watch any films, can't watch any mainstream stuff right now. Certainly can't watch anything Hollywood because I just get angry about it.
I get it.
So I was like, no, not going to do that. Then and then I thought, oh, well, maybe it's going to bring some information. Maybe, I won't, or maybe I will. And I got a little bit excited about it. And then first night reviews started coming through because I think it came out on in the UK a day before it did in America, which is kind of weird because it never ever happens like that. But anyway, and yeah, and then they were all like, yeah, psyop, yeah, scaremongering, yeah, this, that, and the other. So I did actually think I'm not going to see it. I'm not going to see it. I mean, one day maybe, I'll watch it, but at the moment I'm like, no, I can't be bothered. But did you enjoy it? How did you find it?
Oh, I mean, I think Steven Spielberg has lost his touch a little bit. I don't know.
Interesting.
I wish there would have been more artistry and so many missed opportunities for psychic humor. And on top of that, I was feeling really old because I was like, oh, my gosh, it's so loud. Can they turn it down? It was just. Do you feel like that in the movie theaters and where you were?
Especially when I go and see Super Mario with the kids.
Yeah, it's just like the screaming and like the loud.
It's too much. Yes,
I wanted to die whenever the train scene happened. I was just like, get on with it, just jump. I was like I was literally like the only person in the movie theater, but so I was just like, just jump. Like I was like talking to the screen. I liked it because I got psychic transmissions from it. It put together a lot of like what's the CIA allegedly, why they would target someone like me, and why Hollywood would target someone like me with the abilities that I have. It just gave a lot of confirmations that I was just like the Emily Blunt character that just like suddenly I was already very psychic and had the ability to empathically channel and connect with the spirit realm. But it went to a whole new level when I was kind of like backed into a corner. And I think that is what they try to do to unlock these gifts.
Yeah.
It's like they enjoy the trauma. That's the reptilian loosh but it also forces that part of your brain and consciousness to come online so they can use it and trap you.
Yeah.
And so it's a lot to process and unpack in the moment as you're going through a high pressured situation like that. But luckily I just kind of like, I have my Libra side is very logical, and I don't try and act out of emotion. I've learned maybe when I was younger. Yes. The anger and the rage, the Scorpio side came out. But as through my spiritual practices, I've kind of honed in on like not self-projecting and like, not operating from ego. And so, yeah, it was fascinating to watch the Emily Blunt character go through, like, literally, like, that was me in Dallas, Texas, literally. And like kind of funny like that. I wouldn't say I was like Jennifer Lopez in enough, like, a badass. Like, it was funny. Like, I was Clarissa Explains It All from Nickelodeon, like, just kind of like, what? Like, it was kind of funny. And it was a combination of Mrs. Roper from Three's Company and Clarissa Explains It All from the 90s. That's how I would describe it. But yeah, and so as I went down the, rabbit hole, it was like suddenly I just had to trust my inner knowing and the transmissions I was getting and could see through with people's lives. And, one of the great heartbreaks of the world, I feel like, is when we realize people are kind of like scammers or like just not who they present to be. I think that's what really the full disclosure, the third wave of full disclosure is in our reality. And it's going to take us making a hard right turn, like in terms of like, okay, how do I unvelcro myself from the system? Because they want us to be dependent, and they want us to not find alternative solutions. And so I think the best way to go is like middle of the road, the middle way, as the Buddhists say, the neutral ground, the merging the light with the dark, but not evil. There's the dark and the shadow, but not evil. And what this is disclosing in Pizzagate, like you were talking about, and these underground tunnels and basements and things like that, what's all hidden. I mean, that's evil.
Yeah.
Evil.
100%.
And so I think our world is purging that. And the only way that we will find full disclosure is through the great awakening of our psychic abilities. And the more that you can raise your frequency, the rate of your vibration to a higher caliber, the more that you will be guided internally from your spirit team, from your ancestors, from loving beings. You will be guided and given the answers if you're open to looking for them. So those were the transmissions that were really confirmed to me. And cool things like light language and like activated by cardinals and spirit animals and totems and things like that. And one of the things they also mentioned was that the spirit animals, the character, I forget his name.
The young man.
The guy with the glasses that basically was in charge of Emily Blunt, and he was like a facilitator, let's say. I don't even really know. He built Emily Blunt's childhood home set on a filming set. I guess he was a director, and he said something like, when they were going back and using this technology to regress them back to their lost memories of when they were abducted by aliens, Emily Blunt remembers a bunch of spirit animals coming into her room, like walking into her room. I think it was like a deer. And And I found it very interesting. He said they come in the form of animals as to not frighten you, which I found interesting. A bit of programming in there as well. And you have to be able to discern. And
because there was actually suggestion that there is actually demonic programming in the film, so that the demons can move through the artistry and come in, and it provides a path, and which is worrying, isn't it, really? But I think we've been subjected to that for many years. I think there's so much of it, and in music and in culture, the sort of demonic symbolism and the loosh farming and all of that from our entertainment, it has been rife, and we've just we just don't even notice it and become completely accustomed to it. So
but this is where alchemy and transmutation come into play, because it's everywhere. It's even on some of the symbolism is on the tarot. And this is just a tool. There's symbolism in the Catholic Church as well. And it's a tool, and it all depends on the intention of the person using the tool.
Absolutely the intention, and the subject, if the intention's coming at you, if you are filling yourself with light, it just bounces straight off. And that is the key to any kind of sort of programming, I think, really, is just to continue to ascend, to rise up, to not get sucked into the negative emotions and everything that it's trying to lure you into. If you can reject it and just go, fine. And I think that's the thing, is if you can, I mean, we've all been there, haven't we? We've watched a horror movie. Like, if you are into horror, I was massively into horror movies.
I hate them. I can't stand them.
Massively into. I loved a horror movie, anything supernatural, anything. Violent movies. Absolutely loved gangster movies, Goodfellas.
I do like. Oh, I do like.
Shankin. I used to, but you know, most of the time that was because I was able to just shield myself and from the negative effects. But you know, I've been in situations where I've watched something, I've gone to bed, and it's I mean, I've had some serious hauntings from films. There's two that really stand out, and it's more likely to, this is the thing, is you can be fired, they're firing their best shots, but it's you. And I remember in my teens, Amityville 2, was it Amityville 2? Yeah, there was, that haunted me one time. And then more recently, a haunting in Connecticut, that really affected me deeply, and to the point where at that stage for quite a few years I was like, can't watch them. I don't watch them now. I'm not interested in them now, but you know, I loved a good horror. And it's especially there's the supernatural type horrors, but yeah.
I liked Goodfellas. I love The Godfather. You know, I mean, even though there's a lot of violence, I like a well-written script that's like with an ambiguous ending. But with horror movies, maybe when I was a teenager, because that was like all the rage. But like, I secretly hate them. Sometimes I would go in and laugh at them because they were just so ridiculous. But like Scary Movie and Scream. I'm sorry, not Scary Movie. Scary Movie.
Yeah, Scary is the spoof, isn't it? Yeah. See, I do love a spoof. I love a spoof. But yeah, no, I mean, it's funny because I did, you know, it was something I really enjoyed watching, but now I'm not interested now. So
no. I do like supernatural movies, and The Arrival. Oh, I love I think it's Amy Adams.
I'll have to watch that.
Is it Amy Adams? Yeah, no, it's really good. It's really good. It's with these like, is it octopi off like aliens that speak in a different lingo and coding. Oh, it's so good. It's definitely truth in plain sight. It's so good.
Yeah. See, this is it, where Hollywood, art has imitated life so much more than we've ever realized, and it's now, you know, obvious to us, but not to others. But yeah, once you're awake, you can't ignore it, can you?
Oh no, it's like very you can't, it's like undenting a Coke can. You just can never get the perfect service again.
That's it. 100%. No, exactly.
All right, let's see some more of these comments. All right, the virus is Camilla or whatever her name is. I don't know who's nicer looking, King Charles or his wife.
Oh, they're both pretty hideous, aren't they? They're both pretty grim.
Yeah, and I would say that Prince William is not aging so well either.
No. He was he as a boy he looked quite a lot like, obviously, he looked you know, as a young lad, he's got that more feminine sort of way about him, and he did look a lot like his mother. And she actually, you know, sort of was one of the more normal people amongst them. So I think in I'm gonna do an energy video, an energy reading on Diana, but I don't think anybody's really ready to hear that she was just a normal person, and in the setting of freaks, in a freak show, she was normal. So yeah, it's
I think they have a categorizing system, and it's based off of our DNA. I think I'll call them custodians or the parasitic race. I think that the people, the underground deep state, whatever overlords, criminal overlords that are really in charge, not just the top of the pyramid, like even the elites, I feel, are being ruled by higher, you know, a higher custodial boss, let's say.
Yeah. I mean, with the question from Cam, do you think Steven Spielberg is psychic or reptilian? I believe that he I believe that the original Steven Spielberg is no longer with us, and I think that that is a clone. You can really tell by his energy, actually, can't you? You know, when he presents, you just like, yeah. And it's interesting, you said he's lost his touch, and I think that's
it didn't have the viral component. It didn't, you know, when something has like true artistry, it just like takes on like wildfire. I think they were like trying to ride on his energetic coattails, but it didn't have the same energy signature like E.T. did.
Yeah. Or all of his, I mean, all of his films are particularly magical, aren't they, in that sense? And so it's interesting, somebody else said that. I saw someone else, or someone else wrote, he's lost his touch, or it's just not, it wasn't by any stretch a Spielberg type film. So but yeah, in respect of reptilian, I do see he's certainly got like a strong or he had, when he was alive, a strong reptilian presentation. So if he's not reptilian, he definitely had a reptilian entity that was very much using him. Yeah, I do see that.
Yeah, I agree. I think the CIA obviously like I said, everything is behind the scenes, like being categorized, recorded, and now with our phones, listen. And if you haven't found out already, if you have a TV, you are being watched 24/7. If you have a computer, if you have a phone, even when I called the IRS just a couple of weeks ago, I was muting myself and I was talking in the background, and the AI still heard me. It wasn't muted. So it's everywhere. And I think that they categorize us, and based on their DNA, I think they compile it through what they collected and this is all allegedly, by the way, allegedly, don't come for me.
No facts here.
But yeah, this is my theory, and my psychic download is that we're all tracked, and we're all tracked by our bloodlines and what the capabilities we have. We are all targeted by AI to keep us asleep and to further put us into a fear-based mindset, whether it's health, whether it's finance, whether it's, you know, whatever it is, they will kind of feed the algorithm to feed that fear. So that's why also too, right now, your thoughts are so powerful, because you can actually use it. I save my quantum codes in my phone so that AI and Siri and whoever else is listening, it will program to that, you know, because it's listening to me. So you can kind of use it to the equal and opposite, like almost on steroids, like use it to your advantage. So I would definitely encourage that, but also just like going out in nature and grounding and getting your frequency right, and like having a detox from the digital stuff too, you know, because that was another thing with Steven Spielberg's movie is he totally, you know, hit the nail on the head with like alien entities being able, that like true possession happening through technology. Like that was like really well displayed, and like but we'll call him the clone, the Steven Spielberg clone. But I think that they also track our DNA, and they can turn on, we all have reptilian DNA. They've all hijacked our DNA, and we have all a reptilian mind, and it's no secret that the pineal gland is underneath the reptilian brain. So it's almost like the actual block of our Christ consciousness, if you really look anatomically at it. But I think that they have the ability, once you compromise yourself, once you've sold your vessel to Hollywood or whatever contract, I think they have the ability to turn up the reptilian DNA through rituals. That's what I think. I don't know for sure, allegedly. And you can actually see the change that happens, like in Erica Kirk, or you can see when they take them underground and they do some mind control or like memory wiping or clone body swapping. I mean, there's just so much. And it's always in the windows of the soul where the eyes are, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. I 100% agree on that. And I think that, I do sense this scrambling to continue with it, and I think they're ramping it up as well to try and just keep, you know, like I say, fire the same shots and just hope that these are going to hit this time. But I just hope that it's growing all the time. I think it is growing all the time. And it's interesting when you were saying about the you know, you're drawing on your psychic ability, and I do see that those existing and have soul contracts to continue on the planet for the next 20 and 30 years, the psychic ratio is going to multiply by at least, so it's going to be 20 times more people who are able to access their psychic abilities than there is currently on Earth. So that's a good step up, isn't it? Another 20 times 20. You know, I think by the time we're in our rocking chairs knitting our not that I can knit, but well, I can knit, but not very well. By the time we're knitting booties for our grandchildren or whatever, I think we won't be a minority anymore. I think that the psychics are busting out of their skins to come and join us. I think the raising the consciousness of the planet and all of that, I think it's really, exactly, rise of the alchemist, 100%. It's rising. It's a rising, baby. No, I know a lot of people can't watch horror movies, and I can't now. I don't now. Amityville 4, is there? See, I have to say, when I watch, because growing up in the 80s, the 70s and the 80s, and you had the what did we call them? I can't remember. There was a name that they called horror movies. And there was loads of them that all came out in the 80s, and then you had towards the end of the 80s you had the Nightmare on Elm Street, didn't you, and all of that. It's just and I watch new stuff, and I always sort of think it's a bit naff, really. Just find it naff.
So Sam has a question that says, can you both speak on how you each do your cord cutting? Zara, would you like to take it away?
Yeah. So my cord cutting is is it's a mental process. Obviously, it is an emotional process, and if then I'm not able to do that through the normal routes, then it would be a ceremonial process. So I suppose mentally it's about not coming back round, not reliving the moment, not reliving the relationship, not reliving the hurt. So dealing with it all is important, and then put that to bed. Then it's a case of sweeping away the negative residue that has left. Now, some people would use that, like, you know, sweep away belongings or get rid of certain things, or even, you know, if it's something like a dress you wore that brings you memories, chuck that out. So that's all part of my cord cutting, getting rid of stuff, clearing out. Then and obviously the emotional shadow work, and then finally if I'm still feeling that pull, that's when I would do the mental visualization of cutting cords. And also candles. Will light, like some people light fires, don't they? I will light a candle. I will sage, and saging's a really good one. Sage in your house, sage in the room.
Yeah, bells. This is a good one to clear instantly. Raise your frequency.
Yes, lovely.
What I would do if you don't, so I use a Tensor copper ring. So copper cuts through any etheric cords instantly in the etheric body. We have 3 bodies, and energetically, you can have the mental, emotional, and physical cords as well. And astral cords. So you can do a ceremony. You can take some old shoelaces or a piece of rope and just say what it is that you want to unbind yourself with, and cut that and release it to a greater good. We always want to, whenever we're doing ceremonial stuff, is you always want to say for the greater good of all. And because you don't want any ill will, or because everything circles back. I am a big person that doesn't believe in witchcraft. And I've seen the firebacks happen, the blowbacks, because I don't practice witchcraft, and it's like amazing. Yes, our words are spell casting in a way, and that's where projection comes in. So one thing that I also find is helpful is, like, I use it as a tool because I'm so logical. I'm like, why is it that I have the ability to struggle with this cord? What is this teaching me right now? Where in my life, because mirroring is always happening, right? Everyone we come across within our world and in our life path is a piece of ourselves that is mirrored back to us. So you can cut the cord emotionally and use that little shoelace depiction. Or you can use a copper Tensor ring that, like, horses use. That's what I do, because I read, and, like, I'm so sensitive that's a really good one. Is I just, so I don't have to, like, spend 30 minutes every time I need to cord cut. And then I sleep with the Tensor ring under my bed. It also ionizes water and charges the molecules of water. There's so many things. And then I wear a smaller one always in my bra, just to protect my energy and keep it for me. But you're going to have some etheric traffic, and you're going to have some astral traffic as well if you're also very psychic. And so just spiritual hygiene is one of those things. Salt baths, I was talking earlier, like sometimes spiritual baths are necessary for me, and I just took one today. And so what I do is all 4 elements: earth, air, fire, and water. And I put salt, non-iodized sea salt, about 1/4 of a cup in my water. I have going whatever solfeggio frequency you'd like or want to work with. There is a cord cutting one as well. You could do that. I do an underwater speaker so that it's charging the water. I also have crystals. I will use clear quartz because that's the like master healer, but it's also going to charge even more the water with your intentions and manifestations and yeah, whatever intention it is that you want. And it's also healing. And it also opens the heart portal and the heart chakra, but you can use any crystal that speaks to you. Try different ones. See what sticks, what fits. But then I also light incense and light a candle. So I have all 4 elements and then me, the plasmoid magic, right? And so, yeah, so there's that where I do that. I gotta say, I was like, my guys were like, spiritual bath right now. And I hadn't been bathing because there was something wrong with the drain at the bottom. And so I've been only taking showers and man, did I miss that. I used to do it about once a month. And then when you stop it and then you get back to it, you're like, oh, this is what's been wrong.
Yeah, exactly. So I've got that as well. When you said about salt bath is a massive, massive cord cutting exercise. Lovely bit of salt in the bath, drops of Palo Santo I love as well. And yeah, that is for me really I remember I remember my first experience of that. Really, I was very young. I was in my teens and I'd split up with my boyfriend. I'd gone to my mother's. She said, get in the bath and washing your hair, because I didn't wash my hair for a long time. And it was the 90s, the grunge era. And I mean, it was fine, but she was like, get in that bath, I'm going to wash your hair. And I had a bath and she washed my hair, and it's like that. I'm going to wash that man right out of my hair. But yeah, it was I just never ever forget that bath. Was so cleansing and so therapeutic. And yeah,
sometimes I'll put salt in my shampoo as well when I need a good like crown cleanse as well.
Yeah, salt baths, perfect.
It's just something so grounding about if you need to go in the ocean as well. I mean, that's even better. But.
Oh yeah, there's nothing like it. It's there, especially if it's not down on Southend on mud, but in somewhere nice with like nice blue sea. And
I'll check that out. I'll check that out, Cam. Noni juice. Let's see. I love the whole horror movies. The new stuff makes me different.
Yeah, it's not the same, is it? It's not the same.
I don't like rituals. Well, yeah, hopefully, since you're here now. Let's see. My favorite copper bracelet broke the other day. Do I get it repaired or replace it? I would say find some, maybe it served its purpose and it's time to get something new. Like you've upgraded. Yeah.
I'd say if it breaks, it's because you don't need it anymore. Well, most definitely. And you can always, you don't have to banish all copper just because your bracelet. You can buy yourself a new piece of copper for protection, but that particular bracelet has broken for a reason. You don't need that particular piece anymore.
Speaking of, today I use like in the bath as well. I will use like rose quartz gua sha, and I swear to God, I've been through like 10 of them, and I always drop it and it breaks, and I love it for lymphatic whatever massaging after a workout. And I was just like, all right, I just need to accept I need to get another crystal.
Oh,
It's the same thing with crystal.
I've called today I have called myself a klutz about 4 times. I'm like, and I don't normally call myself a klutz. I normally give my just like, yeah, it's just the way it is. I do I can't hold things, I drop things, things fall on the floor. But for some reason today I was like, you're a klutz, you're a klutz, you're a klutz, which is not a good thing. It's not a good thing. Don't mantra yourself into being a klutz. That's not a good thing.
But I think, you know what? And this is the download I got today. There's been a lot of energy flying around, and I don't necessarily feel like it's like from anyone like that's out to get me or anything. I think it's like from a higher spiritual battle going on, right? Because people that are more tapped into the higher frequencies obviously are going to get more privy to the spiritual war up there. But I was feeling there was like, I just felt kind of like a bull in a china shop, whereas most of the time I'm feeling grounded and graceful and kind of in the flow. And like, even after my workout, I was like a little bit like, and, but what I noticed when I dropped my crystal and it broke, I felt like the crystal absorbed some type of energy that otherwise would have caused like an injury, me like falling and twisting my ankle. So I don't necessarily also, when things break, I don't think it's like a bad thing either. I think it sometimes absorbs you from like the whatever injury.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. Directing the energy away from you and into what the object and onto the floor or wherever it's going. I think that's right. Definitely. It's interesting because I also felt like that today. And I had some few problems with the kids' schools, and I'm like, I was in that kind of mood. I was like,
and I speak to your manager kind of mood.
Yeah. No need to reply, just do it. I was like, so yeah, I realize sometimes I think but interestingly, just after I did that, I went through and I was on something and I was looking and I saw 222 and I saw 444. Anyway, yeah. So one is, you know, just like you're being guided to do that. Do you know what I mean? You are being pushed into that and they are supporting you in that. So it's just like, yeah, so that's right. That's why I'm doing this. It sometimes can feel when you start getting on your high horse, and you think, oh God, you know, because it's not a natural state for me at all. But yeah, it was nice to hear from those messages that no, this is what you need to be doing. And, you know, and I find myself doing that more and more these days, unapologetically.
Just trusting your gut. Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
And sometimes whenever we, you know, if someone cuts us off, and I was talking about this the other day on one of my streams, was like when you're like have road rage or something and like someone cuts you off and they're not realizing it and you like want to follow them, and then they get out of the car and you want to just like be shaking your finger and you realize that they're like hearing impaired and stuff like that. I sometimes kind of have to find patience in, you know, the mirroring in the matrix too as well, and find that nice like balance. But then when the discernment comes up and the emotion rises, that's usually a weather vane that, you know, speaking up, having your voice in your throat chakra be released is important, especially with the tickle and things like that. It's always it's a constant ebb and flow, stop and go. It's a constant, like, you know, vantage point, reassessing yourself over and over. And at this point, I'm sick of myself. I'm sick of myself. Constantly. I'm such a Libra. I look at the bird's eye view, like constant analysis, like diplomatic analysis. It's crazy. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So do y'all want to know what were your guesses for the remote view item? Y'all ready? Y'all want me to reveal it? Yeah, I've been seeing 444 and 222 a lot lately, as well as 555.
Right, so I'll do the drum roll.
Okay, so it's one of the frequency Blexi harmonicas or harmonia. It's a Schumann wave signal generator. So if you got any type of like labyrinth or like
Schumann waves generator. Wow.
Yeah, this is what I did my spiritual bath with. I played this, you can set the frequencies down here and you plug it into a speaker. But if you got any of these parts, any of these shapes, yeah, maybe we'll do
I
another
did
one
see,
next
it's
week.
interesting because I didn't focus because I did see green, but then I thought it was an apple. I was hearing apple. So I don't know, but I did see green.
It's got a round.
Yeah, and there's a green behind it. So I did see the green, but I'm not normally very good at those because to pick, like you say, I'll pick up on something else. I remember when Bev did one, and she's saying, right, have a look, and I saw very clearly, I saw a Yorkshire style roof of terraced houses, roof, very, very sort of northern town roofs and street, clear as anything. She's like, here it is, lovely picture of a tree and pathways. And I was thinking, wow, what the hell was I seeing then? Because I saw the only thing I can think of is maybe it was through one of her through her work.
Well, I can tell you, you pulled on some psychic web because look, they don't want me to get it out. Immediately, whenever you were saying I thought it was an apple, I did a practice run right before, and the person I asked to hide something, it was an apple slicer. And I saw the apple and I saw my guide showed me an apple. This is how my remote viewing kind of like how investigative. This is how my guides work with me. But I saw an apple, then I saw a triangle, and then I saw what looked like a geometric like octagon that was silver. And I was like, huh? And I said that, and it's like the top of the apple slicer looks like a 6 kind of star. Yeah. And so it was like my guides, they give it to me in parts, like specific parts. Yeah. So you were probably connecting to me telepathically and getting that. Yes. So to see how you have to learn sometimes. And I was worried about y'all tapping into what could have been in this bag before. If you got like clothes, like, yeah, obviously I bought like a top from Nordstrom Rack. So,
that's the thing, isn't it? Yeah, you're just picking up off the energies, aren't you? And that it is an art to sort of unpick those energies and get to the actual target. That's the thing, isn't it? It is something that I would love to work more on that, because any of mine just tends to be through energy and the Akashic records and things like that, if I remote view, rather than sort of what number am I holding up behind that sort of thing. I find that quite hard, like quite a lot harder to just, I never get it right. So
no, listen, it's not a pass or fail. This is like learning how your psychic abilities work. And like, obviously you're someone that connects with energy. Yeah. And so probably you rerouted and were like, okay, let me tap into Jessica. Yeah. And so you just learn how to get the target more aimed at the center kind of thing. It's just, I bet you next time it'll be like 10 times better. But that's what with telepathy exercises, when I was doing psychic medium development, you start to learn if you're more precognitive or postcognitive or current. And just based on what you're getting, you start to notice your guesses of the images or the shapes and the colors Some people that were super empathic did well with just the colors of the shapes. And so you learn what your really strong suits are and how to navigate with your guides around your little idiosyncrasies. But there's always, you're always right, is what I was trying to help y'all understand, is because like there's nothing.
That's so true. And I know when obviously, like Beverly's team, when she does her her children finding, it's a team. And they all come up with a little piece.
Right.
So that's the thing, isn't it? And any remote viewing, CIA remote viewing, all of that is all formed of teams. It's never just one individual looking in, and that's how they get their information by it's pulling from different bits of information. So but I would like some formal training on that. I think I would enjoy it, maybe when the children are older.
Yeah.
When the children are older.
Okay, so Natalie, I saw a ball. Yeah, but you're not wrong. This is like a ball from the top.
Yeah. That's what you've picked up on.
Yeah. And there's tons of it's a round button with like a stop sign octagon or like button pad at the bottom, like base. I don't even know what you would call it. And in the center is like a push button that's round. It looks very kind of like 70s to me. But
I'll have to check them out.
It's very cool. A lot of people on TikTok do some really cool sand experiments with frequencies and how they create geometric shapes based on the different frequencies.
Yeah.
And basically that's like what the old cathedrals and the mandalas, the different patterns create a different frequency in each cathedral. And things like that.
Yes. I've seen something on that recently. It's fascinating, isn't it, that they were doing those frequency. Yeah, they're not random stained glass windows. They are actually frequency patterns.
I've been wearing lapis lazuli. Oh, that's a great one for the throat. We were talking about throat. Yeah. All right. So we're coming up to kind of like an hour and a half, and I think we're winding down, but let's close out the show with like, one little card pull or channeling, whichever you prefer or feel called to do.
Cards are always a good prompt. Let's have a look.
I'll use my new pop art deck. So
lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely. Okay, what we got? Card for the nation, card for the collective. My lovely placky cards, and they slide along. It's beautiful. Sliding.
All right, so the 3 cards I got were compassion and coffee sticking out at me, the end of loneliness and the start of community, and merging 2 worlds together through your peaceful duality is what I just heard. So finding peace within duality and polarity, and maybe we're all mastering not swinging from the opposite extremes of the spectrum and finding the nice middle ground. Letting go of denial and refusal to take accountability for own maybe setbacks or emotional blocks. And this isn't necessarily negative. It's more of like, I'm kind of picking up that has to do with cord cutting, like understanding that maybe not everything is an attack or a negative. We're still kind of conditioned to be performers. Did I do it right or did I get it wrong? Like I said, it's all right in my opinion. We're all learning, and so compassion is absolutely needed for the improvement of our world, both collectively and individually. And so that's my little channeling.
God, right. Yeah, they were so relevant for the planet. So yeah, I've got the Judgment, and I think that's really relevant. I think judgment. We need, we're from this, I'm getting, it's the call to action. It's the call for all of us to act now. We see what we don't like, and we can, if we bring ourselves into that essence, we can act to change it. We can take things forward, and this is the judgment call now. And sort of I've got the Four of Cups, so, and that's speaking to me about the apathy. The apathy is on its way out. The more we mix with people who are willing to act, the more enthused we'll be to act, to fight the negative energies.
People that are also transparent in their actions that match up with their verbal cues as well.
Right. Yeah. None of this. This is a major problem, the cognitive dissonance on the planet. And people, you know, absolutely, that's been something really on my mind this week. And then I've got the Queen of Pentacles. So and that encourages back to the home, back to the family, back to a position of strength and stability, and opening the door for family, for love, and for unity, to enter back into all our lives.
I love
There's my 3.
I love it. Well, thank you for sharing your energy and sacred gifts with us. It's always a pleasure, Zara. And
You're
if you
my
want to
pleasure.
if you want to book a session with Zara or a reading, the link is going to be in the description down below. And if you want to book a reading with me, jgilly.com, jgilly.com. We love to connect with you guys. And thanks for being so awesome. We're not tech geniuses. We're learning. It's a little bit all over the place. We're kind of a fly by the seat of our pants, kind of, psychic gals. So it's authentic. But we love you, and keep fighting the good fight is what I just heard. So I'll leave it out at that.
Yes.
Love and light.